Welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm going to talk about, is the Honda Monkey a good stunt bike? So I'm going to take it over to the lot. I love wheeling the Monkey. It's a blast, so I guess it's a good video to do on. I am going to repeat a lot of info that was in my Monkey review video because I had some stunt related answers in that, but it wasn't a full video on is the Monkey a good stunt bike. It was just my overall review of the Monkey. So first thing I should note on the Monkey, I guess, is the motor is the exact same as a Honda Grom motor, aside from it being silver and using Allen key bolts on all the cases rather than little 8mm. But this motor's the same, so you do the modded oil pump, you build the clutch, it's the exact same. You want a big bore the Monkey, same. Like, the only difference is that it's silver. So, like, even the exhaust and everything bolt up, but they won't bolt on the frame properly or any of that. So theoretically, you think the Monkey weighs like 5 pounds more than a Grom, if that. It weighs more, just not much more. So you think theoretically this is going to be just like stunt riding a Grom. But no, the Monkey is a completely different experience. Like, yeah, it's the same amount of power and everything. It rides similar, but everything for some reason on the Monkey feels a little higher quality, if that makes sense. Going down the road on the Monkey, like just normally riding it, everything, it just feels like it's built just a little bit better. The only thing I don't like on my Monkey is it vibrates a little bit if I don't hold the front brake, and I don't know if that's a normal Monkey thing or not. This is the only one I've ever owned, and it's been so long since I rode another one that I don't know if it's normal or not. I would say the first generation Monkey, the 2019 through 2023, is a better choice because the 4-speed motor is still built stronger. And I like the gearing of it a little bit better. Some people like the 5-speed better. But you still have the same issues the Groms do, obviously, being the same motors. So you get past like 10, 11 o'clock in a wheelie, even with the modded oil pump, it's still going to start for oil if you get the 5-speed, which would be the 2023 Plus. I will say, so the Groms, you have a lot of aftermarket support when it comes to stunt parts, like 12 bars, handbrakes, literally everything. The axle sliders. I guess the axle sliders would probably work on a Monkey, I'd think. I'm not 100% sure. I've never seen axle sliders on a Monkey. The only thing that I would think would be different would be the rear axle, because the swing arm's entirely different. But maybe they'd work. Finding a handbrake for these and a 12 bar for these is a little difficult because a lot of the companies, the big companies that have been around for a while, they made them for the Monkey and they quit making them for the Monkey. So the biggest issue you run into, and the biggest reason I would say the Monkey's a bad stunt bike, is if you run a 12 bar, I mean, it can happen even without a 12 bar, it's just more likely with a 12 bar. But if you run a 12 bar, the rear subframe, if you drop it just right on it, it'll completely shift it and twist the rear end of it out, and then you're out an entire frame. And Monkey frames are unreasonably expensive because of they're all paint matched to the bike. And then you gotta go through the whole hassle of swapping your motor, wiring harness, everything to that new frame, which sucks. So the delicacy is the number one biggest concern with these. And then your next biggest concern is the OEM parts cost. If you want to keep it really nice and pretty, like the gas tank is a really expensive part. It's a nice metal tank. It's all painted with a pretty candy color. I think now they're pearls. But regardless, it's a really pretty color, expensive color, especially if you have a red one. Because red, if you don't know, is the most expensive paint color. But the Monkey does wheelie just fine. And honestly, I feel like I have a little more control over it than I do on the Grom. I can't circle a Monkey as well, but just straight line wheelies, I can swerve it a little bit. I have a little more speed for it, but the Monkey's really, really nimble. The way you sit on it and everything just makes it a little bit different. Not in a bad way at all. As a first stunt bike, definitely don't get a Monkey. This is something, just because of the delicacy, you're going to drop it a lot when you're learning. Just because of the delicacy, you're definitely going to want to start on like a Grom. Because the Grom's not near as delicate, parts are more available, parts are cheaper. There's more reason to go for a Grom than a monkey. And plus, the monkey's initial price is way more expensive, and the parts are so limited. You're going to be paying more for parts, and you're going to be straggling around trying to find the parts. Now, I guess I should get into the upsides of the monkey. So if you're going to stunt a monkey, there's basically no limit how far back you can go. So you can throw wheelies as deep as you want, and you don't have to worry about hitting anything unless you get a 12 bar, but that's a different story. I run mine stock. The only mods I have done is a Grom Father's wheel hub, the SMR 60% stiffer springs, Shimura lifter plate, and a Grom Beardo oil pump. So I don't really have that many mods done to mine. I'm still on stock handlebars. At some point, I'd love to get pro tapers, the KLX 110s, powder coat them chrome, just because it would feel so much nicer. But I've gotten used to what I have, so as far as just overall stunt riding goes, I would say the monkey feels 85-90% the same as the Grom. You're just running it with more risk. For some reason, I will say one trick that I find way easier on the monkey than a Grom is hand drags. I don't have an exact answer for why that is, but it just is. I don't really know what new tricks to learn on the monkey. Like, I don't want to do that many non-foot brake tricks just because I don't want to crash the monkey. That's my general conclusion of the monkey being a stunt bike, is it is not a stunt bike, but it is very cool to see one on one wheel. Originally, when I bought my monkey, I didn't plan on wheeling it at all. I actually rode it for quite a while without doing a single wheelie. And then my buddy was selling all the stuff from his Stunt Grom that he was parting out. So I decided I might as well just buy the built clutch and oil pump in case I want to wheelie it. Oh yeah, life update. I sold the Navi to our neighbor. He asked me if I'd sell it, and I told him my price, and he bought it. So now I'm on the lookout for another Navi. So if you see any more Navis for cheap and around anywhere in Nebraska, I will buy it. Because I missed it already. I had so much fun on that Navi. I think I concluded pretty much everything you would need to know about stunning a monkey versus a Grom, because there's really not a lot of differences. It's just all delicacy. Overall, I wouldn't recommend stunning a monkey just because of the delicacy, but it looks cool, it's fun, it's different, so the mods are out there to do it. As long as you do the oil pump, you're not going to blow up the motor, starve it of oil. So I guess pick your poison what you want to do. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, see you guys.